We are still waiting for Source 2 upcoming to CSGO, so while waiting we can talk about improving CSGO. We have today a lot of bugs to discuss, and this video is called Pre-Source 2 edition, because probably few of these bugs will be fixed in new engine probably. So let's start from them, and later we will talk about possibilities of changes which I suggest in closest future. In Tuesday, 12th May, we have 3 updates, which means that there were some troubles for developers, and still are. After this update, which changed a little high explosive grenades collaboration with walls, and probably because of that, now we have this weird bug. Firstly, I saw it on Pever's stream, where he had this bug on cache.
Dostał, krwawi w mainie. Rozjebało mu normalnie śledzione.
So, this bug appears when wall has the same texture on both sides and is extremely well visible on cache, but not only. If you are talking about blood, I was posting on Twitter that on 1v1 warmup areas before Wingman match, after 1 or 2 meetings face to face with rival, the walls behind us are really soiled in blood, decreasing visibility a lot. In update on the 4th of May we were told that there was added logic to clear blood details for each encounter. Nice, really good job. But it's working only for player who is hosting server. So, if I am starting a server, for me, wall will be clear, but for my friend the wall will be soiled in blood. Valve, please fix. But better this time. If you are on the subject of bugs, let's go through a little more known ones. If you are hitting some textures, with knife for example, we are putting a trace which is exchanged for another type of trace if you are hitting exactly the same place. If you are hitting another place, there is another texture. But there are some places on maps where we are putting exactly the same trace, and more important, the previous one does not disappear. Of course there is a limit, around 50 textures of hit on each surface, and then something appear. This ugly pink-purple residue. People are saying that this is because of not 100% transparency of this hit graphite, and overlapping graphites makes this effect. But I'm not sure, and personally I think that with Source 2 this problem will disappear. But I'm not an expert. I'm no one, actually. And with guns this effect is similar but less significant. With Source 2 probably will disappear another ugly effect like this. It was intended to make an effect of getting dusty, effect of dust, I don't know, but it's for sure not working properly, even on highest graphic settings. On chlorine map it's even more visible. On cache I discovered some smoke bugs. Hard to see this kind of smoke in any match, but I tried here to hide in smoke and smoke didn't help me too much. So FMPwn, please fix. Another old bug with graffiti and windows, if we paint a picture on one side, it's invisible on the other one, what can make a little one-way scene effect. Seriously, I thought that this was fixed shortly after release of graffitis in 2016, but still this isn't fixed. I figured out also, when I was killed obviously and minimized the game, that small part of flash sound is still hearable when game is minimalized. That's how it's in game. And that's how with minimalized game. Valve, it's not important, so if you don't have anything to do, you can fix that. But I won't be offended by that, don't worry. In yesterday's update, 28th May 2020, we had possibility to change background menu and pick our favorite from the list. But the Nuke one is broken. Why this guy is walking in the air? It's obvious that Nuke needs to be out of competitive mappool. There is no room for such errors. And other bugs are related to rendering. But firstly, let's say about Anubis. In Workshop, we have updated version of this map which changed a little B main, FPS optimization, what this map really needed, and some bugs were fixed. Probably this one too, with blocking the character in the props. So, good job guys. But there are more of them. Firstly, this clipping near mid from city side is intuitive, and this tree can be pushed closer to the wall, with clipping obviously. It's not that much important, but you can think about it. Also, I was posting about shadow problem on mid, which, on lowest graphic settings, was appearing in the middle of the road. You guys fixed that with removing of this shadow, but this map has more shadows problems. Walking around map is freak, it's strange feeling when almost everywhere shadows appear suddenly in really close distance. It's not that much visible on higher settings, but I think that high percent of people are playing on lower settings to improve performance of their CPU. somewhere these shadows are very visible, and combining it with low FPSs around the map, there is obvious problem for the majors. The map is great, looks amazingly good, with interesting layout, and I really want to see this map even further, maybe on competitive level in the future, but there are definitely problems to discuss. Similar problem has Cobblestone, where these brushes are appearing suddenly, so it's even more stinging in the eyes than Anubis problems. I really love to play Wingman recently, and Emo Shortdust is the best map for this mode, but Valve, please fix these added packets. It's probably a similar problem to dumpsters on overpass, for example, which you fixed weeks ago, so you guys definitely know how to do it. Today is 29th May 2020, ESL 1 Rio Major is starting 19th November, so now we have less than 6 months of time. Usually mappool was changed at the first major of the year, but now we have different situation with only one major this year, due obvious reasons. I don't know if Valve is planning to change mappool now, or they will wait until the next post-major break, but now we have really good map which can extremely great fit into CSGO competitive standards. And yes, it's Anubis. If you never played this map, just try it. It's fun to play, with great readability and with awesome look. What a shame for Chlorine, another amazing map, which lost to Anubis in Mapcore Exotic Map Contest 2019, and both of them are great, but still Chlorine is a little bit in shadow of Anubis. Putting Anubis after 2 weeks into matchmaking game mode instead of sitting in scrimmage mode, it can be a sign that Valve is glad about this map. For sure, the no-brainer is to remove Mirage from Group Delta, because almost half of games are on this map in this group. What bothers other maps in this category? Maybe move to Dust 2 group and create Group Epsilon or Group Fans Favorite, whatever. The players here would have option, unlike in the other groups, after each match to play again on the same map or switch to another. In other groups, already played map is out of pool, but with 2 maps in one group it makes more sense. It could be really nice to make group with Mirage and Dust 2, I think. Also, if there is a possibility, bring Cash Wingman version to 2v2 matchmaking, because Cash Wingman is already in game and it's really fitting into 2v2 preferences, unlike Rialto. Move this map to demolition mode or whatever. Alright, too much material already, so just to stop it. In next episodes we will talk more about possible features for future instead of bugs maybe. If you have any suggestion to the game or video, put in comments below and we will talk about it. Subscribe channel and follow me on Twitter.